And we're back with another weather update. I'm meteorologist Michael Prianti, joined with Mike Mahalik, and we have no wintry weather here in the Northeast, but we have showers and thunderstorms, especially across the South. They may be dealing with another outbreak, unfortunately, this afternoon, but we'll talk about that in just a little bit. But let's dive into the Northeast and see what we're dealing with here.
Yeah, we'll start with the Northeast. I mean, there is a storm system moving in and a cold front. Showers, spotty showers around this afternoon for the most part, but then heading into the evening, heading into the nighttime hours, that's when we're going to get more in the way of some periods of rain starting to develop, and even some embedded thunderstorm activity as we get towards Friday morning. But in all, I mean, it's out pretty quickly. It's out by, what is that, Mike, around the 11
That's about
o'clock
like 10,
or so?
11 o'clock, most of the area, besides, New England's still getting it. But otherwise, most of the I-95 is pretty dry by the morning. So.
Yeah, and looking at about half to an inch or so of rainfall with this as it moves through. And that's pretty much it for the Northeast.
That's it.
But moving on to the South and West, it gets a little bit more volatile.
Right.
Because we do have some thunderstorms to talk about.
Yes, the SPC out in Oklahoma has issued basically, enhanced and slight risks for severe weather. The main issue with this is going to be, of course, damaging winds with storms and tornadoes. As we saw last week with the storms down in Nashville, a lot of these storms, caused a lot of damage, and we're worried that there is going to be another outbreak. Maybe to the north, a little bit farther away from where it was, but still in the same general vicinity. And it will be night storms, unfortunately, too. Yeah,
and those could be awful dangerous, especially with everybody sleeping, and it's hard to get the warnings out to them if you're sleeping, obviously. But so basically, there are storms already starting to get their act together in southern Missouri, westernmost portions of Kentucky and Tennessee. These aren't going severe just yet, but as we head into the later in the afternoon hours into the evening, that's when they'll feel a bit more fuel to work off of.
Right.
And that's the CAPE that we like to talk about, right, Mike?
Yeah, so, thunderstorms, they need fuel, as anything does, and we have a way to measure it. It's called convective available potential energy. And right here, the NAM is kind of showing you this afternoon, and notice there's not a whole lot going on, but as we start to go through the day, a lot of those we measured in joules. Over 400 or 500 is just enough for thunderstorms, but that rises well into the thousands, and there could be some spots in that area that Mike mentioned where the localized areas of storms could get to maybe near 2,000 joules, and that's well than enough for these storms.
So we have the fuel there, but we also have wind shear there too, and it's also directional wind shear. So we're talking about winds turning with height as you go up into the atmosphere. That could allow some of these storms to start to rotate, develop into what we call supercells.
Right.
And so the supercells are the ones that will be producing those tornadic storms. So something we're watching. Mike here is showing you the helicity. That's the kind of a measure of the spin in the atmosphere, and we're over 200 on the helicity. So that is pretty substantial throughout these areas. And, places we're concerned about, basically north of Nashville, towards Bowling Green, Evansville, maybe south of Louisville, Kentucky. So it's basically the western portion of Kentucky and the northwest portion of Tennessee.
Right, and it's close to too close to comfort for Nashville, obviously. But we'll break down the timing here with the NAM. And so, as we showed you before, there are storms firing right now across western Tennessee, and that's kind of depicted here with the NAM at about 10, 11 o'clock, and we're shooting this at about 12:30 here at the office. So going forward here this afternoon, a couple of some pop-up showers and storms possible ahead of the warm front here. That goes through, and these could be also some discrete strong storms ahead of it.
Yeah, possibly. And you see that line coming across the Ohio River there in northern Kentucky, and that's the one we're first watching after about 5 o'clock today. That really lights up as it enters that area of more instability. So we'll have to see in that region. Like I said, damaging winds certainly a problem, maybe some hail, but also those tornadoes. Some could be strong tornadoes.
Yes.
With the wind shear profile right now, talking about an EF2 or higher. So something we really need to monitor tonight. Things probably start winding down as we get towards midnight and after. But still, going to be tough. So again, if you get a tornado warning, Mike, I mean, what should people do?
Yeah, so of course, if you get that warning wherever you are, if you're at home or you know, wherever you are, whatever device you have, you get the warning. You know, make sure you find a place in the house away from windows. You know, somewhere in the central part of your home. If you have a basement, you know, that's great. But if you don't, obviously, you know, like I said, stay indoors, stay inside central areas, and away from anything that can, you know, be flying. Because, you know, if you do get hit by a tornado, you know, there will be a lot of debris flying, and you don't want to get hit by anything.
So yeah, absolutely. So stay safe tonight, guys, and I think that about wraps it up, right?
I think that does. You know, besides the Northeast staying quiet, wintry-wise, with just some showers and storms, I think that's about it.
Sure.
So, well, that's all we have for this weather video. Thanks for taking a look at this video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Follow us on all of our social media platforms, and check us out at WeatherWorksInc.com.